So I couldn't get a lot of footage today in lecture, but that's okay. Here I'm just waiting for my professor to open up lab. Coming into lab, the first thing we have to do is disinfect our table. And then my professor walks us down through the steps of what we will be doing in lab today, in which we will be diluting bacterial broth. These are just the tools that we would be using today in lab. Then we will be walking to our incubator to remove our agar plates that we set there to dry. Then we will be grabbing 1 milliliter of bacterial broth and diluting it into this tube. Afterwards, we do have to shake it just to make sure it's all mixed. We will be continuing the same exact steps twice for each bacterial broth, which in this case was 2. Here I will just be continuing to do the same thing, diluting it from one tube to another and then mixing very well afterwards. We will now be heading over to get some agar just so that it could cool off for 5 minutes and it won't be too hot on our plate. We will now be getting 1 milliliter of bacterial broth and pouring it into this empty plate. Now that our agar has rested for 5 minutes, we can now go ahead and pour it onto the plate. We will now be mixing that very well together. We will proceed to do the same thing with our second specimen. Here is the second part of the lab that we have to do today. We are now putting 1 milliliter again of bacterial broth onto this agar plate and mixing it with the loop. We will be sterilizing our loop. This has to be done before and after touching any bacteria. After sterilizing our loop, make sure to give it a few seconds to cool off because if not, this will kill the bacteria and that's not what we want. We will now be going into our agar and just mixing that bacteria very well. This is extra credit if a table gets it correctly right, so my table really tried our best to do this. And then here we are completely done with our plates. This does complete my lab, and once again, I'm just disinfecting my table just to kill any leftover bacteria.